Hello, this is Talion Trevere. Welcome to the Slay the Princess stream. Hey, Omega Prime. Sorry to hear about your game. I hope it gets there in the mail. But yeah, here we are with more Slay the Princess. For anyone who's just kind of watching later or anything, it's been about 10 months, I think now? Like almost a year since I last played this game. I said that I was ending the playthrough, but then the pristine cut happened. So they're going to be releasing an update that adds a whole lot of content to the game, and I'm very excited for it. It is not out yet today. It's coming out in 2 days for our next stream. But today, we're just going to be playing the original version. I know the thumbnail says the pristine cut, but that's not technically until next time. This time, I have something interesting planned. So after I, did my original playthrough, I was watching some other people play, and I saw someone do something really weird. But I didn't see them take it all the way to the end. So I'm planning to take it to the end, do as much as I can, and things are probably going to get super weird. So yeah, also since my last playthrough of this game, I have switched from streaming this on my computer to streaming it from my Steam Deck. But I found that it doesn't really play super well on the Steam Deck controls, so I just went ahead and plugged in a mouse to my Steam Deck, so I'm just going to be playing it with mouse anyway. But yeah, the other side effect of doing this on Steam Deck, though, is I think it actually lost my saves.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I'm not sure if I really want to, try to skip dialogue this time, because it has been a long time since we last played this game. I think I still remember the stuff that happens pretty well, though. It's kind of hard to forget this game. But yeah, I think we might actually not be able to skip dialogue in a lot of places, because I think it lost my history, unfortunately. But hey, I still have all my achievements and stuff, so that's what really matters, I guess.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright. Let's see. What do we want to do? I think we're not going to do too much exploring. Let's just go.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Here we go. Going to see her again. It's been so long. Though, full disclosure, I did play a little bit in the meantime.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade or don't take the blade. Let's not take the blade this time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Let's say hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
So, okay, for the things that I'm trying to do, this first part is not important. We can really do kind of whatever. So, yeah, let's just break her out, whatever. Why not?
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Let's go upstairs.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Ugh, can you cut that shit out?
Is
Come
someone
on.
else here?
Well, I know doing this doesn't really do anything.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Never gets less disturbing, huh?
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs.
Honestly, the, like,
You're not
body
sure how it made
horror,
its way
gore
down
kind
here,
of art
but
in
there's
this
a time
game
to
is just
strike.
so
It's
good.
now.
Like, you know, I haven't looked at enough gore to know if it is accurate, but it certainly looks
Or
realistic.
we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Which one do we want to do? Well, it is the name of the game, so I guess let's slay the princess.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard! Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw.
Interesting that this bit of blood isn't colored red. Huh. Weird.
Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Sorry if I'm not saying much this time, by the way. I'm just kind of enjoying being back in this game. It's just nice to look at and listen to.
Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back.
Oh, I see the skip is available. So maybe it managed to fix the sync with my computer? Because, like, in theory, Steam should be able to sync between my Steam Deck and my laptop.
And shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Oh. Hello, fluffy one. The creature of darkness has joined us. Let's finish it.
You steel your resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now. Don't act so surprised.
The creature is biting me now. I mean, the princess is about to start biting me in a second. I'm being attacked on both fronts here.
Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you
Hey!
apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job. You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons, and then you stop. Neither you nor princess able to go any further. You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Silence, as the room starts to get fuzzy around you. You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
It's interesting that the narrator genuinely doesn't seem to know that it doesn't stick if we die too.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright. Here's where things start to get interesting. Because what I'm planning to do is just leave. Now, I've tried this before, and every time I've tried it before, I got the voice of the princess telling me you've already committed to my completion, etc., etc. And I had that happen also in the like, what was it called? The good ending, where you just kill her. And there I figured out that if you do that on your very first run, it actually does stick, because you haven't met the main princess yet, the Shifting Mound. And so she doesn't interfere with you. I probably should have realized that that also applies to these ones. Because for some reason I had assumed that you've already committed to my completion meant that you finished chapter 1, not that you finished the entire run. So I just kind of assumed for some reason that it never worked, but that's silly. Why would it never work? Of course it has to work sometimes. So let's try it. let's get out of here.
Well, you're the boss.
Thank you, voice of the opportunist.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
We are not going to the cabin. Not saying anything, just leaving.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
We're leaving.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy. What's going on? Where are we? I like it. Seems like it's got great acoustics.
Oh yeah, also, I remember when I was looking through the achievements, I noticed there were these weird ones that were like named after the 5 stages of grief that I had no idea how to get. I think this is how you get them. So, let's try to go for it and see what happens. The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothingness. It is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. That is a horrifying piece of imagery. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. Ooh. What route are you going to choose in Pristine Cut? Well, we're going to try, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. We'll see what happens. I know there's a number that have been confirmed to be significantly expanded. So I think there's new routes to do in the Damsel and the Prisoner. I know the Fury has been expanded a lot. I think the Adversary was also expanded. I don't know. There's a lot of new content, and I am looking forward to exploring all of it. Huh. Interesting. I'm maybe gonna save. Let's... Let's try this. Or, I don't know. Let's try embracing it. Urgency. You have a story you need to finish. It is the only way for us to escape this place. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. That's really going to take a few days to a few weeks to finish? Absolutely! I mean, like last time, I'm not going to go full completionist. I'm not intending to get every possible route and every possible achievement and whatnot, but I definitely want to see as much of it as is reasonable. Oh, and there we go, denial.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that, you're here to
All
slay
right.
her.
Let's maybe do some skipping this time. I don't think we need to explore. Let's just go do our thing. What if we try just killing her? Try, like, going the Spectre route, maybe.
You make your way up the short path to the...
So yeah, I'm gonna try this. Presumably it's also gonna be 5 times,
the
and
interior of the
we'll see how it changes.
You take the blade from the...
Because I watched someone do this the first time, but I haven't seen them try it successive times, and I suspect it's going to change things.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around
Today's your
her wrist,
birthday. Happy
on the
birthday,
edge
Omega
of the
Prime.
far wall of the basement.
Celebrating with some Slay the Princess? Not a bad choice.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Huh.
I'm probably chained up in this
Interesting that
basement
some of
someplace,
these
I
are
think.
not
And
skippable.
if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Alright, let's just do it.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Oh, you mentioned that you were getting the, like, physical copy in the mail. Did you get that for your birthday?
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
I mean, originally I was gonna just go for it, but I don't know. Maybe we should... Yes, but have to wait for Thursday, and yes, pun intended. Let's go a little bit different. Honestly, it really doesn't matter what we do here, because I'm not gonna meet the Chapter 2 princess anyway.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Remove the blade.
You lean down and wrap your hand around the blade's hilt. But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side. What was that?
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Ooh, such a creepy face. I love her faces.
Quick, let's get out.
I love the sharp teeth, too.
It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
was so close. Why did you hesitate?
It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, Razor. Too bad we're not going to be seeing her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to slay her.
Alright, we're leaving.
And away we go. Good call.
So I wonder, in these runs, is the protagonist remembering what he did in the previous one?
Seriously? You're just going to...
I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. Gonna go walk in the opposite direction now.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be nothing forever.
That's so interesting that he says that, when nothing forever is exactly what he gives us as a reward. The irony.
I suppose you just quietly continue down the... You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably but fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up... What's going on? Where are we? That son of a bitch flipped over the table, didn't he?
Alright, what's she gonna say this time? Oh, Omega, have you tried this kind of route before? The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothing. It is quiet. You have been here before. Memory returns. Okay, so yeah, memory returns implies that the protagonist did forget about it in the meantime, but we're remembering now. That which dwells in the empty spaces contracts across the edges of your mind again. She is furious. Betrayal. Every door you close on me is a door you close on yourself. Do you want to linger here, entwined with a creature you taught to hate you forever? Eternity never ends. Cold spite. Our infinities shrink into something less. I hate you, 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 I hate you. Well, there's anger.
You're on a path in the woods.
And on we go.
That's
And
the
Princess is
spirit.
very mad. Yep, she sure is.
You make your way up the short path. The interior of the cabin is all...
Take the blade, why
Take
not?
the blade from the table.
Should we actually kill her this time for real?
The door to the basement creaks.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you? I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Well, we're not going to be able to kill her at this point, but we can try.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Alright, let's try.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep.
Sorry
into
for
her
the
heart.
puns. No, you're not.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
Oh, interesting. I thought since I had, like, talked to her a little bit, it wouldn't work. But I guess it wasn't enough.
I'm
All right,
almost
that's fine.
embarrassed. I should have seen that come. Do you actually believe?
Okay, yeah. Oh, interesting. Do these both lead to the razor? Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing
Oh,
the
wait,
door to
shoot,
the
no.
basement behind you.
Is this gonna give us the good ending? Oh no, I should have thought this through. Shoot.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
I think I messed up. But hey, maybe this will still be interesting.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad.
Oh, but no,
But it
I can
was
still, like,
the greater
choose to
good.
kill myself anyway.
One of these
It's
days
fine.
that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
You know what? I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna try just getting the good ending, and then go back and continue the thing.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful,
You got the beast yet?
boring
Not today. I've gotten the beast in previous streams. But actually we're not really doing chapter 2s this time anyway.
Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Let's try to do it for now.
Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Yay, we did it, guys. I love just the clap sound effects that go as we do this. All right, back to main menu, and let's reload our save. Get me out of here.
Is done, and there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months.
Narrator's going to experience existential crisis when Pristine Cut comes out on Thursday. Yep. Yeah, let's get out of here.
But you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
All right, let's go.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
All right, here we go. Another chapter 2 to not do.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to...
We're leaving.
Oh. Do you think there's something else out there? All right. Let's see what we can find. It's bound to be more interesting than doing the same thing over again. Seriously? You're just going to... Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job...
Boy, narrator, you can shut up now. Alright, here we go. Desperate pleas. I do not hate you. I am sorry I said I hate you. I do not have to hate you. We can still leave this place together. An offering. We can be friends. So we're on to bargaining. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I wonder what happens if you try to, like, go back to normal playing after doing this. Ecstasy. You are elated. You have never felt more elated than you feel now. Everything is good. You cannot remember what it is like to feel anything other than euphoric joy. A reminder. We can be worse than enemies. Agony. You are torn into a million pieces, and you feel pain in each of them. You have never felt more miserable than you feel now. You cannot remember what it is like to feel anything other than anguish. Mercy. You are elated again. You have never felt more elated than you feel now. In contrast to the agony you've suffered, this elation is better than all of the other elation you have experienced. Round eyes looking up at you. I need vessels so that I can be finished. I cannot find them on my own, for they are me. You are the only one who can do this. You are our only salvation. I'm not gonna stop.
You're on a path in the woods.
We keep going.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short...
All right. We've got 2 more. Which one do we want to do now? I'm thinking maybe we should just end with the stranger.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely
Just
bare.
leave
Air
completely.
stale and musty.
Let's not kill her. Maybe let's do the damphel,
Door to
maybe?
The basement creaks open.
I'm here to
How
save
many times
you.
Do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a
Yeah, let's just let her out. Why not?
only making this more difficult.
Okay.
You make your way to the bottom of... Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh, can't slay her this time. Hello, Bucky.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade
Princess
has a chance
Talion.
to connect.
Well, not this time.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
See, it won't even let me slay her this time.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again.
Uno
and
reverse card,
again,
yeah.
And you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor,
your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well, we're still not doing that.
Are we running away? What are you doing? We have to save her. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. You're really keen
I'm
on
not
wasting
going.
everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably but fine. You turn around and trek back down the path.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to... What's going on? Where are we? Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. How done.
Dejection. Healers limp against your soul. Why? Long silence. A hollow heart. I don't want to see you. Oh. You don't know what you're doing. I don't. I'm just doing shit randomly.
In the woods.
And seeing what it does. So this is potentially the last time, presumably, probably. Let's just turn around from the beginning. Let's go stranger route. Although, actually, does this even...
Seriously? You're just going to...
Does this even give us the stranger route? Or does it just go directly to the thing? How do we originally die in the stranger route? I think it's just that the world just disappears on us.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? Your silence is deafening.
Let's go.
But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Not today, universe.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Alright, let's see what the heck
You're
happens
on a
this time.
path in the woods, and at the end of
Oh.
that path,
Did I
is a
fuck up?
cabin. And in the basement of that
Because if
cabin
the...
is a princess.
Now there's a wall around it. Can we still
You're
leave?
here to slay her. If you
I mean,
don't,
presumably we can still wander around the
end
woods,
of the world.
even within the wall. God damn it. Oh no. Did I fuck up?
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Okay, if we can't save this, we might have to reload.
It's best to keep it that
Oops. I totally forgot about the wall.
way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking.
Which would be a real shame, because I feel like the Contrarian would really enjoy what we're doing here.
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Okay, we can try to lie. Yep, okay. Heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely going to slay that princess. I think this is still going to take us to the cabin, though.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
Can I just stand right here and not go anywhere?
A warning. Before she will
Oh,
lie.
God damn
If
it.
we're stuck going in, ignore him. Let's...
Okay, yeah, let's load. Is there an autosave around here somewhere that might help? They're pretty frequent. Which one would be... I think this is already after what we need to do, though. Okay, I think this is where we were trying to go for the stranger. So there's no wall this time. So this is what we were doing, right? Where are we? I think what I have to do now is just... I don't know if I'm on the right save. Okay, so these are clearly on the stranger route. I think let's just do the one that's right before. Okay, yeah, let's go into the cabin and not
There's always
mess
a
our
choice.
thing up.
But let me tell you right now that you're making the correct decision for pretty much everyone. We can't just go
Okay, if
through
we're not
with
doing
this
the
and
stranger, then
she's a
what route
princess.
do we
We're
want to do?
supposed to save princesses, not slay them. The interior of...
Alright, let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the... The door to the basement...
Oh, It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want.
Let's talk to her, I guess.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Alright, let's
Oh,
attempt to
have you
free her.
decided what to do with me?
I don't know if we'll actually go through with it, but...
You know why you're here.
We could also go Nightmare. That is an option too.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Alright,
I'll be here.
let's try this.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement. Is someone else here? You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like
Yeah,
what
let's just do
happens
it.
if you do that. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Wait, is that intentional that it's I singular instead of plural?
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Alright, which one do we want to go? Slay the princess or not slay the princess? Let's warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it. You're on a path you're here to...
Alright. Last one, probably? You know what? Let's try saving, just in case. Maybe want to try also going back to normal after all of this?
I'm not so sure running away is the best idea. We're not the only person stuck here. What about her? Seriously? You're just going to...
Let's go.
Fine. I suppose you just... What? You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably... But fine. You turn around and trek back.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still... What's going on? Where are we? Did we do this? Is this the end of the world? Was there ever even a world to end?
The feelers hold you in a gentle caress. Resignation. I cannot stop you, but our spool is nearly taut. A warning. If you come here again, you will be here forever. So it's not the last time.
You're on a path.
We still have to do one more.
You're here.
Alright. What's our last one gonna be then? This is like the first time I've ever played this game and had more than 5 routes. Oh, hello, fluffy one. She's back. The creature is here again. We can take a quick cat pet break.
Entirely bare. The air is stale and musty,
Hello,
and the
sweetie.
floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The blade is...
Alright, what do we want to do this time? Well, we have a bunch... Maybe let's do the nightmare? We can do that. Let's lock her up this time.
From the table. It'd be rather... The door to the basement...
Let's just go.
You're still listening to reason.
How about you drop the knife, and the two of us just... talk?
Voice of the cat has appeared, yep.
Look how
Voice of the cat
reasonable
just
she
says
is.
meow.
We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare.
Voice of the
It's
cat
fine.
says,
We can
feed
decide what we
me.
want to do after we talk to her.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Okay, fine.
I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
Alright, let's try to go for the nightmare, I think.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, we'll be fine. Don't know what you're hoping to accomplish.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Okay, I already know what I want to do with you.
Have you
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Lock her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here.
Was this text always bold? I don't remember seeing that before.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
No, we're doing it.
It'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't. Just ignore her. Maybe the banging and wailing will stop if you just don't pay attention to it. You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working.
Honestly, I kind of feel like this form is more terrifying than the full nightmare.
It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet. and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Whose side are you on?
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have said,
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
All right, is this going to be the end?
You're here.
This is
All
good.
right.
I was worried you might fall for his shit again, but this is good. Whatever answers there are to be found, they aren't here, and they definitely aren't there. Seriously? You're just going to turn around?
Let's do a save. Because again, I kind of want to see what might happen if we go back to normal after this.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down that strip. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? But fine, you turn around and trek back.
Wait, something isn't right.
All right, what the heck is it going to be this time?
What's going on?
We've gone through all the stages of despair. Or the stages of grief.
It's finally happened, hasn't it? We finally cracked.
Oblivion. The many feelers pull your shape into something formless. You have made a decision. It is the wrong one. I love you. You are bliss, joy, and understanding everywhere at once. Your soul threatens to fade away. I love you. I love these hands. They're so beautiful. You are agony, a numbing arm, a parched throat, an open wound, your soul forced back into existence. I love you. You are bliss, joy, and understanding everywhere at once. Your soul threatens to fade away. I love you. Again and again and again. Do a save. Let's try to continue existing. Is it just gonna loop? Let's try this a few times. Let's see if it ever does anything else. Yeah, I think it's just forever. Just infinite looping. Alright. I guess all we can do is fade away. Okay. Let's try loading what we had before. Use this one. But yeah, that was interesting. Huh. You can just decide not to do the thing. Yeah, let's try
Thank you. The
going
whole
back.
world owes you a debt of gratitude. Really. One little trick was all it took for you to go in there. I guess you're the one in control, aren't you? So if you want us to die again, I guess we'll die again. Good luck to all of us. A warning, but she will lie. I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Okay, I guess we're just back on a normal nightmare route. Actually, I can try checking on my Steam achievements to see what I'm missing in the nightmare.
The interior of the cabin is plain. The smooth wood. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
So it looks like I'm looking at my achievements, and I am missing one that's no exit. And the image looks like it's from the nightmare route. So, I don't know. Maybe we can try to do that. Let's see then. What do we want to do? I don't even remember what kind of things I've tried to do on the nightmare route before. Do we want to take the blade or not take the blade? Let's not take the blade.
We should have taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper. You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back? She must have you confused with someone else. You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
Okay. It's interesting to try to say that we're just gonna go down and kill her when I don't even have the blade. I mean, can we try to kill her without any weapon? I don't know what we would even try.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Back the way you came? So if I'm looking for an achievement that says no exit, trying to go back through the exit sounds like the right way. I'm pretty sure I must have tried this before at some time, though.
You turn back to the stairs, only to find that they aren't there. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open.
Paranoid the MVP, honestly.
What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more?
I think you have to go to the abyss with the princess possessed you?
You have seconds
That would be on a different route, though. I don't know. The image very much looked like it was down here in Nightmare Land.
Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver, nerve. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath. Liver.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead, even if you look ridiculous.
Liver. She isn't attacking us. Heart. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. The way out of here is nowhere to be seen. That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is because fighting her isn't an option right now. Then you should get looking, shouldn't you? Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
Have I tried running before?
Liver,
I must have at some point.
heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
I haven't... Previously, I haven't really been doing too much save scumming or anything. I don't really want to do that too much with this game, but, you know, might as well keep some saves just in case.
You turn and run, doing your best to put one useless leg in front of the other.
You poor, poor thing. Wrong choice.
You get nowhere before the princess is in front of you once again.
You're always going to be a coward.
Heart. She raises a hand to her mouth.
Oh, okay, yeah, this one I've definitely done.
You don't get the
I didn't
chance to
notice
see
her
what
lip
lies
twitching
beneath
before, though.
Before it envelops
That's
you.
freaky.
Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence.
Hi, horror princess. Yep. Perfect for spooky season.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out!
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Let me out!
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
I haven't watched the other parts in a long while. Yeah, well, I haven't played the other parts in a long while, too. So I don't remember all of the stuff that I've tried before.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out!
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
You can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
He doesn't respond.
I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. Oh boy, this one.
You're on a path in the...
Shit. What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing?
There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember.
You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I...
And narrator got destroyed.
You've already been here, haven't you?
I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her. Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything. No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever, I think.
We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart?
We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere. There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything.
We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love. Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us. This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
Stay where you are. That's interesting.
You do nothing. You can't just do nothing. You have to do something. That's a new one. Huh. Do you think it'll work?
I think I did try this at some point, though. I don't think this is new.
No. Nothing ever works.
Boo! You're the worst one.
He's not the one who got us into this mess.
At least I keep you breathing around her. See? That's why the sad one's the worst. The jumpy one tries.
Who cares? All of you just yap about nothing.
And that kind of attitude is why you're in the top half.
Great.
And that's why you're not the top.
I want to see what nothing does for us. And right now all of you aren't letting nothing happen.
Hopefully this stuffs all the rest of them someplace quiet. You need me, and you need to not have them. He'll get you killed by himself. Oh, all of us have gotten all the rest of us killed at one point or another. That's hardly even a concern now. As the little voices bicker amongst themselves, you do your best to stay still in the woods. It is difficult,
And the more time you spend waiting, the harder it will be to sharpen your focus when you need it. I wonder what we look like right now. Are we standing? Sitting? I like to think we have an air of dignity. My point exactly.
Continue to do nothing.
Congratulations. You continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait, can you still hear me? Everything's getting fuzzy.
Alright, well, he's
It's
gone.
our turn to flip the table.
This is the end, isn't it?
Everything is wrong.
Alright, what's gonna happen now?
Twisting feeling. We're so small.
Is this just gonna be a normal ending?
I don't think we're supposed to be here. Just another bout of nonsense. Again. I can't think anymore. Finally, I've just needed to leave for so long.
I think this actually might count as, like, not going through with the thing.
I thought I would last without them. I thought I was special. Well, it looks like this was a good idea. Something new is happening. Well done. Brilliant, even. Right? Guys?
I think we might have fucked up. Yep. We're just back here again. Oopsies. Okay, I think we should reload this. Interesting, though, that we can get to that in a different way than before. Do we want to try to go back to our attempts at the achievement, or do we want to just finish up this route? I guess if we're reloading anyway, we might as well. I don't really know what else we can do for that achievement, though.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
I'm pretty sure I've done Remain with Your Nightmare.
Nerves, heart, lungs,
Can we leave together?
heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Okay, let's get out of here.
What? No! Liver,
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
liver. No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving, and,
Do you think you could just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster?
Oops.
lungs, liver, nerves. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Come along now. You don't want to be stuck down here.
Oh, maybe if I let her go and just
Princess
stay
glides
here?
onto the stairs and beckons you to follow. If only you had a weapon, this would be the perfect opportunity to use it. But we don't. We've already made our choice. We can still grab it on the way out. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just focus on keeping us alive. Right. Heart, lungs, liver,
So our only choice is to follow her.
heart, lungs. You step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends. Pins and needles punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder of your mortality. Is this really worth it? At least it's a choice. That doesn't justify anything. A terrible choice is still terrible.
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to fall.
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you. There is nothing there.
Except for the creepy eyes.
The princess reaches the top of the stairs and taps on the door. Her head twists back in your direction, watching you with dead eyes as the way out creaks open. Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the other side. You can still make this right. You can still save everyone. You can still save yourself from becoming her tormented pet.
There's no harm in us having a weapon. All it does is give us more options, and we are dangerously low on those right now.
I wonder if we could potentially get that achievement for actually managing to kill her down here. If, like, we can get rid of her, and then we just end up stuck down there. And then we die.
Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can only do so many things at once to keep us alive.
Heart. Liver? Your body seizes violently as you regain consciousness on the floor of the cabin.
No. You're doing it all wrong.
Why is it specifically those organs in that specific order?
Nerves. Heart. I guess I have to do everything around here, don't I?
Thank you, Paranoid. We appreciate your efforts.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me. It's better for you that you didn't. Now we can get back to business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you. It vanishes into the inky black of the basement, never to be seen again. Guess we're not stabbing her in the back. I guess not.
So
I'm going to
disappointed.
fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to watch you hand the world to her on a silver platter, I'd rather not be sober.
And now you open the door.
There's nothing else for us to do.
Alright, I guess it's the only option.
Doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the cabin.
You bastard. You've actually done it. You've actually doomed everyone. Heart.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
The princess, exhausted, slumps to the ground.
Why is it so cold?
Okay, what happens now? You do not have an opportunity to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where does she go? And is that a...
Alright.
I'm begging you, don't. This doesn't fit. It's calling us.
So this is just the regular first version. Is the princess going to say anything different? Or are we just going to completely forget all that stuff that we just did in most of this stream? Alright, princess, do you have anything to say? Oh, here we go. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It is the entity that dwells in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You're that thing I met in the space outside of the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you. Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Alright, I guess let's just end this.
She asks that I tell you to remember.
So I wonder if after all of this, I then go through the regular 5 playthroughs. Is it just going to be normal? I imagine it's going to be normal. I think we've gone back to the regular path at this point.
You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Alright, yeah.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So it's kind of early to end the stream, but I feel like this is probably a good place to stop. I did the stuff that I was planning to do. I went through all of our, stages of grief, and, like, got all that crazy shit until we were unmade. So that was really the main thing that I wanted to check out this time. And we did do a little bit extra on the nightmare at the end there. We could go through and, like, check out some other routes, maybe go back to that nightmare and see if we can find that achievement. But honestly, I'm going to be playing through the game a bunch more times anyway, once the pristine cut comes out, so I think I might save my remaining experiments until next stream when we have the pristine cut content to work with too. Because honestly, like, it's not going to be, necessarily obvious what we need to choose in order to get the pristine cut new added content. So, like, a lot of that is just going to be me randomly trying stuff anyway. So, we might as well leave some more things to do. So yeah, I think this is probably going to be just a little bit of a shorter stream. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, it was definitely interesting to see that slightly different take on when we just refuse to play the game properly. This game is so interesting. There's just so many different options and so many different ways that you can fuck with it, Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you guys are excited for the pristine cut next time. I'll be streaming that on Thursday at my usual time, 7 p.m. EST. Apparently it's adding something like 35% more content and like a bunch of new routes. And I think, what was it? Something like 30 or 40 more achievements. There's a ton of achievements in this game. So we'll see how many of them we can get. But that'll have to be for next time. Yeah, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.